Fela Anikulapo Kuti was not born to be quiet. From his first breath in 1938 Lagos, Nigeria, the world around him was loud. Colonial rule, cultural clashes, the restless beat of a continent on the brink of change. His parents, both activists in their own right, raised him with a simple truth. Freedom must be fought for, and fought for daily. Fela carried that lesson everywhere. Even as a boy, he was drawn to sound. The raw power of drums, the cry of horns, the human voice demanding to be heard. He learned piano, trumpet, saxophone. Not to entertain, but to speak. To channel his rage and hope into a language beyond words. In the 1950s, he went to London to study music. What he found there was not just jazz and classical theory, but the arrogance of empire. The way Africans were dismissed, mocked, kept on the margins. That fire started to burn. By the time he returned to Nigeria, he was no longer just a musician. He was a man sharpening his art into a weapon. Fela created Afrobeat, not just a sound, but a movement. Heavy bass lines, insistent rhythms, lyrics that pulled no punches. His music was a rallying cry for the oppressed, a mirror to the corrupt. Each performance was an act of resistance, each song a battlefield. But resistance comes at a cost. Nigeria's military dictatorship saw Fela as a threat. His commune in Lagos, Kalakuta Republic, became a sanctuary for artists, dissidents, and the poor. It was also a target. Soldiers raided it repeatedly. They burned it to the ground. His mother, Funmilayo, a pioneering activist herself, was thrown from a window during one attack. She later died from her injuries. The pain could have broken him. It didn't. It hardened him. Fela was arrested more than 200 times, beaten, tortured. Yet every time he walked out of a prison cell, he returned to the stage, thinner, scarred, but unbowed. His voice, hoarse but unrelenting, sang of the people's suffering. His saxophone wailed with defiance. In 1977, after Kalakuta was destroyed, Fela carried his mother's coffin to Dodon Barracks, Nigeria's military headquarters. He left it at the gates as a symbol of the regime's brutality. Then he released Coffin for Head of State. The song pulled no punches. Neither did he. This was the Spartan mindset incarnate. No surrender, no compromise. His discipline extended beyond the music. Fela performed marathon concerts, sometimes playing for 6 or 7 hours straight. He maintained a rigorous schedule, producing more than 50 albums in his lifetime. Each one demanded precision, focus, and courage under pressure. Fela's life was not without flaws. His choices often courted controversy. His 27 wives, his confrontational style, his rejection of Western norms. But in his imperfections lay his humanity. He didn't seek to be a saint. He sought to be free. Even as illness crept in, HIV-related complications that would eventually take his life in 1997, Fela refused to soften his message. To the end, he stood as a thorn in the side of power, proof that one man's voice could shake empires. His legacy is undeniable. Today, his music inspires new generations of activists and artists across Africa and beyond. The annual Felabration Festival in Lagos keeps his spirit alive, as does every beat of Afrobeat that thunders from speakers in cities worldwide. Fela Kuti's story is not one of quiet endurance. It is the story of a man who met oppression with sound, pain with rhythm, and fear with unflinching defiance. He turned his body, his mind, and his art into a fortress. He once said, "Music is the weapon of the future." But it was more than music. It was mindset, the discipline to speak truth, the courage to pay the price, the resilience to rise again and again, no matter how many times he was struck down. This is the essence of the Spartan ethos, not in conquering lands, but in conquering fear. Order the Spartan Mindset today and embark on your journey toward becoming the leader your world needs. Let your struggles forge you into a warrior of character and resolve. The Spartan Mindset provides a comprehensive and actionable guide to personal development and resilience. Available now for just $19.99. Purchase your copy from the links in the description box below and on this channel's homepage, because your future begins with the right mindset.